Today's clip is about cloud computing and why enterprises and financial institutions particularly are motivated to move their workloads to the cloud. Now, I work in cloud, so this is sort of what I do day in and day out. But what particularly prompted me to do this video was a newsletter that arrived in my inbox from consulting firm McKinsey. And there is a statement in the newsletter, and I'll link to it, from one of their partners who says that hosting an application in the cloud is by far the most superior way of hosting it. Now, I work in cloud. I'm a champion of cloud. Far be it from me to pick holes in what the mighty McKinsey might say on anything, but I am going to pick a bit of a hole in this one, because what bothers me about that statement is that it's kind of positioning an absolute. It's like by far, compared to what, and in what circumstances, and what needs to be true for that statement to be true. And this is where I really encourage anybody who is looking at the business case for cloud and looking at benefits realization and looking at how do we actually get value. You have to really be disciplined about your thinking, because humbly, I have to say, I don't find statements like that particularly helpful. Cloud, yes, amazing for certain things, like any technology. Does it solve all your problems? No. Does it bring you other ones if it's handled incorrectly? Definitely. Particularly for organizations right now who are working to rationalize their vendor landscape and sanitize the relationships that they have with third-party vendors, particularly cloud providers. It's more important than ever to be able to explain internally and externally why, from a business perspective, you're moving to cloud. That's got to be the starting point. How does the move to cloud enable your strategy, enable your business to be stronger, enable you to attract more clients and serve them better? All of that has to be the starting point, the core of why you're moving to cloud. Now, to be fair to McKinsey, what they do say in their article is, while the primary driver for a lot of organizations when moving to cloud is reducing cost, they highlight that there's actually 5 times more value to be obtained if you do it with an innovation focus. And I would totally support that. And what you might find is that in nominal amounts, your spend might actually go up. That's the thing, right? That's one of the reasons that there is a lot of disenchantment with cloud at the moment, is that there is this feeling, not even a feeling, it's borne out by the data, that cloud costs may be spiraling. You have to be able to have an operating model with tightly controlled, monitored spending to be able to derive value. That's one of the things that needs to be in place for any organization to be able to say that cloud is the right destination. We have to be able to manage it. The other thing is that if your spend goes up, that's only a bad thing if your revenue stays constant. If your spend goes up, but your revenue goes way up, that's totally okay. None of these dimensions can be looked at in isolation. That's really, I think, the key takeaway is we have to be thinking as a system, as an operating approach. We're not just looking to lower the dimension of cost. We're trying to drive business success, strategic success, manifested by more revenue, more customers, more sales, the financial metrics that ultimately matter. When you're looking at cloud, look at it with a critical eye and a critical mindset, saying, what is it that we're trying to do from a business perspective? How is this going to enable our strategy? How are we going to be stronger? And particularly if you are a financial institution regulated and answerable under something like DORA, that's got to be a narrative that you're super comfortable in telling, explaining to your supervisors why you've chosen to move certain workloads to the cloud, why you've chosen certain cloud providers. Are you able to answer the question, which any supervisor will ask you, how does this help your business? And if you are able to answer that comfortably, compellingly, ideally with data, you're in a pretty good place to then start driving a more pervasive use of cloud into your business and keep it controllable so that the benefits actually manifest.